Hi, I'm at Sydenham Park. This is the park where I walk my dogs most mornings, as does a friend of mine, Jem, and Julie, and a lot of other friends we've made while walking our dogs here. It's the park that is the best park to walk our dogs. Unfortunately, it's not got any fencing, but that doesn't matter because there's so much space for the dogs to safely run around. It is right next to the road, but again that doesn't matter because it's so extensive down the back area, so we use the open play space, but quite often we'll just walk around and around the path. We'll be doing like one loop if we don't have much time and we've got to get to work or a meeting or something. We're like, okay, I'm doing one loop, let's go. It's a really nice walkway. It just goes around, the walkway just goes around the field in the middle, down the back there, and then back around here. So there is this massive open space. Like, to me personally, I think it's a little bit too much open space, and I think the park is hugely underutilised by the community. I actually don't see that many people here, and I go past this park a lot because I live just up on Sherwood Street, and so if I'm going to Bethlehem, for example, I'll be going down Millers Road past this park and there's hardly ever anybody here. And so I think it was maybe 2 years ago, I contacted the council and I offered for me to be involved with the park, not with the maintenance. I'm not like into organising lawn mowing and stuff like that. I think that's a council thing, but to try to get the park more utilised, doggies, come on, to try to get the park more utilised and make it really beautiful and everything, I had an idea that we could have a band rotunda, and so then we could have live music in the space. And I used to live in Auckland, and from personal experience I can tell you that at Greylin, when you heard the Greylin Park Festival on and you were like at your house and you heard music and people and chatter and there's energy in a space, it draws you to it. So it literally brings community together. Same as in Mount Eden. At the base of Mount Eden there was a stage and a small open field, and so we lived on View Road right across from Mount Eden, and I had little baby Hayes at that time, and I came home from work one afternoon. I used to work weekends when I had baby Hayes because that was the busiest time at the cafe, and I would come home from work and sometimes I'd just hear music playing and it just drew me to it. I'd go over and people were like, Sunday afternoon, beautiful sunny afternoon, and they would be dancing on the field to the music. It was so nice, and it just brought everybody together. You just made new friends. If you didn't make new friends, you just had people to hang out with for the day instead of sitting isolated in your little house. How boring is that, sitting in your little house isolated all by yourself all the time? Even if you're not even going to interact with people. For example, there's a park bench here. You could sit here, right? Oh look, there's a band rotunda with music playing. You could just sit on the park bench and enjoy watching people. Like Mum, I think my mum, when I was younger, I thought she was a bit of a creep. I'm like, oh my god, Mum, you just enjoy people watching. Now I'm old and I get it. It is really nice to just sit and watch people and the interactions that they have. Not that I do that a lot because I still have this little thing that is a little bit creepy, but imagine that old people in the area might want to just come and people watch and enjoy the music while they sit there. So, and young families might want to bring a picnic blanket. The other thing is a lot more fruit trees. There are fruit trees. So where are they? Here we are, the apples. They're not very good quality. I think the trees are a little bit old. So I would suggest, setting up some new ones. But the position where the council has placed the new playground is exactly where the brand new mandarin trees are, at that end of the park. There are new mandarin trees that are only maybe 3 years old, still small, still not like heavily producing. It takes a few years for fruit trees to start producing, but once they do, you have a massive abundance of fruit. Too much for one household, actually. That's why people are constantly giving their fruit away. But in a public space, if you have a fruit tree which is in abundance for one household, what do you think that's going to do for the community, right? It's going to actually feed the community. I am that weirdo who goes up to people randomly and starts chatting. And I met a guy here once, and he was collecting the walnuts, and I was like, yay, it's so nice to see you collecting the walnuts. Can I ask you, if there were more fruit trees here, which ones would you want? And he said feijoas, persimmon, and oranges, which are all fruit trees that require little maintenance. So I think that we should have a lot more fruit and nut trees around in the public spaces to share. Yes, some people would try to remove all the fruit. Yes, they might try to take them when they're early. That is the nature of human beings, but we can also try to manage that by having signs up explaining, like educating people on the right time to harvest fruit, how to harvest the fruit. There's the school next door here that is the old Brookfield School. Te Kura o Mananui is now down the street, and so this school now is also being underutilised. And so what I was thinking was you could also use it as an education space for horticulture students, or just people in general who want to learn about music because of the band rotunda, or and they could, oh my gosh, I just actually had this idea. If they're learning music, then they could do a performance on at the band rotunda, and it could be a practice space for, upcoming new artists coming into the music space. Anyway, and they could run workshops on horticulture and workshops on harvesting and preparation and all of that. It can actually be used for something instead of sitting here empty. It just seems like such a waste to me, and I don't like waste. As anyone who knows me, I'm like, yep, don't waste that. Don't like, how can we reuse that? How can we recycle that? Like, how can we reduce the waste? I'm even wearing the same outfit. This is something I was talking to my daughter about this morning. I'm wearing this outfit. I wore the exact same outfit yesterday. One reason I do that is I think it's weird to like wear your clothes and then put them back into your wardrobe, and I don't want to wash them because they're not dirty. They actually don't need washing, because that would waste the water, the dishwashing powder, clothes washing powder, the power used to run the washing machine, my time, which is the most valuable thing because I've got so many other useful things to do, like rant on a video about this park that could be such a better park for the people. It could be so much better for so many more people than just putting a playground in there. Reducing the amount of people who can benefit from a playground is just, to me, it's just crazy. Like, no, there's a playground right around the corner at Lees Park, and that is such a great playground. My daughter Farah, she went to that kindy, and it's so nice. After kindy, us families would like go have a little picnic at the playground. It was really great. One thing that was a problem though, that council should invest in at Lees Park, and this is like, I'm speaking from my own experience, tell me in the comments or send me a message or whatever, because I need your opinions, because here I am doing something about this because I'm so opinionated about it. So tell me if you have experience at Lees Park having a picnic there with your family. Seriously, from a practical perspective, there's no toilet block there. There is here. I'm walking past the toilet block at Sydenham, right? But every park should have a toilet block and a water fountain for drinking, that as a minimum. Oh, and trees for shade, but they should be fruit trees, because then you're also providing snacks, because why put in a tree that only does shade when you could have a tree that does shade and snacks, in my opinion. But yeah, so Lees Park, just the playground could be more awesome if the council wants to spend some money, put in a toilet block, put in a mineral drinking fountain. We don't want your chlorinated gross water, put in good quality drinking water that actually supports our body system, and toilet block and fruit trees and more play spaces. Yeah, great, like climbing spaces for the kids, some exercise thing for the elderly to bring multiple generations together. There are studies that show that dementia is happening earlier because we don't have as much of the interaction between the generations. So my building prototype is going to address this issue, but you know, the council could be doing it with the play spaces. Oh, I've got to go because Charlie's found a friend that she's barking at. So anyway, thanks for listening to my rant. Bye! So sorry, I just had to stop Charlie from barking at this lady's dog, and the lady and I had a massive chat about the playground situation. So she's got my number. I'm going to send her the link to the community feedback day and the link to this video. Kelly, it was a pleasure to meet you. Amazing chat, very decent human being, and really another person wanting to make positive changes in our society. It's so cool. My cup has been filled up through meeting somebody at this beautiful park. So my rant is over. I really hope that people come together to make sure that this park stays as beautiful as it is, and the purpose of it is to bring together the community. If you want to have a chat with me about it or tell me anything about your opinions about it, good or bad, I am happy to hear it all. And if the council does take me up on my offer to do a design, obviously I will want input from the community. So send me your ideas and opinions on what you actually want, and let's go from there. So my details, my email is missi, missi, at baypropertyprojects.co.nz, and my phone number, if you want to send me a text or give me a call, is 022 698 0163. Have a fab day. Charlie's just found another friend and she's attempting to say hello, but she's still there. Okay, bye.